What's going on, Dragon Ball Super fans? Welcome back. UnrealEntGaming here again, once again presenting it another Dragon Ball Super discussion. Joining me here today is none other than JRzSaiyan's Mr. JRZ, and today we're going to be talking about if there's going to be a potential God Tournament interruption with there being another villain that's going to step into the mix, because we do know of Frieza being one of the primary villains in Dragon Ball Super, but we don't really know as of right now what Akira Toriyama, what Toei has planned in terms of introducing another villain. So I would like to know your overall thoughts and opinions on the tournament itself, and if you believe that there's going to be somewhat of an interruption, because I believe that it'll be something different for a change, because everyone expects there to be like one winner, and I do believe at the end of it, obviously it's going to be Team Beerus that's going to win. You know, how he wins is unknown at this point, because we don't know how strong the other fighters are, of course. But I would like to know your overall thoughts on there being a possible God tournament interruption, from there being like either a different deity that's going to step in, or an unknown creature that we are unaware of as of this point. So I would like to know, like, do you think it's possible that this can ultimately happen, or do you think that this tournament is going to play off to where there is definitely going to be one winner, no interruption? So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
Now, I do think, well, it would be a total plot twist if we're all expecting, oh, you know what, this is going to happen, we're going to have a tournament, and it would be a total plot twist if something did happen in that sort of way. Let's say an evil god comes out of nowhere, stops the tournament, and starts, you know, creating havoc. And
now, I don't mean to cut you off, but what do you define as evil god? Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, it would have to be, because Beerus is not really evil. He's kind of neutral. I mean, he's a god of destruction, but he's not like a total complete asshole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So evil would be just completely above and beyond Beerus' level, to the point where maybe Beerus and Champa have to team up. Maybe all the, you know, fighters from each universe.
See, now that can really work, because I can definitely see two brothers, essentially Champa and Beerus, coinciding and just teaming up to take on this one opposing entity. I do like your theory on there being a god out there who's possibly evil, because it's really hard to fathom that all 12 universes possess gods that are all neutral in terms of like what they want and desire, because obviously like each god, they have like their own desires, and they have like their own wishes that they want to fulfill and whatnot, as we saw with Champa collecting all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls and whatnot. So if there were to be an interruption, how do you think that would play off? Because I definitely agree with you when you said that'll force, you know, both Champa's and Beerus' team to work alongside each other. I mean, that would be very awesome, because can you imagine a scenario where Goku is fighting the Arcosian, the Frieza Clansman, you know, race character, and then out of nowhere, like while they're in mid-battle, like something, you know, just causes an abrupt interruption, which forces them to work together and stuff like that. Would be really cool. But like, if that were to happen, how do you see that playing off? Because some people might think, oh well, given the fact that you have 2 gods on your team, alongside, you know, Monaka, who is, you know, potentially Beerus' most powerful rival ever, who surpasses Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and then you have all these other characters, like how can anyone compete with that? So if there were to be another entity that were to interrupt and just cause havoc, how do you think both teams would like align with each other? Like, how do you think that would even play off to begin with?
That's a good question. That's an Akira Toriyama question, because no one would really know exactly how it would play off other than him, and he has a, you know, weird ass mind. And for the whole evil god thing, you know, not to sound tacky, but there's a god of destruction. Why not there be a god of death? You know, that sounds kind of tacky. It's probably not around there, but it's just like, I guess, an idea from my mind. Of course, Akira Toriyama thinks totally different than me, right? He's a lot more creative.
So do you think he's gonna swerve the fans and like just allow there to be like an unexpected winner here, or do you think if he were to have like somewhat of an interruption, it's going to be someone that we are familiar with, someone that we aren't familiar with? Because again, going back to Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, the movie, going back to the arcs and stuff, you know, there was references of there being other universes. Even Toyotaro's Dragon Ball Super manga, when Whis explains to Goku and, you know, Vegeta of, you know, how every universe is pretty much like twins in an essence. Like Universe 1 could be twins with Universe 12 and stuff. So and what's curious to me is the fact that I really wonder like what kind of entities are out there, meaning if they're like, you know, the same species as Beerus and Champa, or if they're like completely like different looking characters. Because again, there were some theories out there. There were some people talking about how there might be like a muscular Beerus out there. There might be like a tall version of, like a really midget version of him. Like there's so many different, like, you know, opinionated videos out there, and just people talking on forums and whatnot, which is always good. But if there were to be an evil god, like why would he want to interrupt? Do you think that would be because he didn't have like, you know, like pretty much like nobody asked him to be a part of this, or like do you think it's because of jealousy, greed? Do you think he just wants to do it just to do it? And essentially, if there were to be an interruption, like if you were telling the story, of course, would you have this entity be stronger than Champa or Beerus, or be on par with them, but stronger than the characters present at the tournament?
Now, that's another good question. That's not a good question, dude. All right, so I would have them be stronger than Beerus and Champa
Ooh.
combined.
Oh, combined. Wait, so stronger
Combined.
than Vados and Whis, or no?
I would expect Vados and Whis to step back, just watch,
Step back,
kind of
okay.
play their part, because that's usually what they do, right? They kind of
No,
step
you're
back,
right about
chill.
that, yes.
And so I would expect Whis is a mentor. He is Beerus's mentor. So I would expect Whis to be like, you know what? This is another test for you. Can you work with your team? That would be a total
that's a
plot twist.
very
Can you work with your team?
interesting. Yeah, I like, because again, that goes back to what Whis was telling Goku and Vegeta in the Resurrection F movie when he was explaining his fighting style, and he even explained that even Lord Beerus wasn't even able to master certain techniques in terms of allowing his body to move freely with motion and stuff. So I love the fact that you brought that up, because that'll also put the gods up for a test, because as powerful as they are, we still haven't seen these deities be tested, with the exception of one another, with Champa and Beerus fighting a long time ago, and then Monaka testing Beerus's power like God knows when. So I like your theory on that, but you don't see Whis and Vados like ever interrupting and just like stepping in there to help out, or do you just see them like staying back and watching?
I kind of see him staying back and watching. I see if that were to play out the way it would, and what you had mentioned, do I think it would be greed or jealousy of an evil god? I think it'd just be just cuz, or it could be actual Whis and Vados talking about it, be like, you know what? Let's ask another god, a stronger god, to come over. They're not as strong as us, but stronger than Beerus and Champa, and test them in the middle, like out of nowhere, to catch them off guard. Because the whole thing that we says never be off guard. I mean, no one's there to test Beerus and Champa to see if they're off guard, right? I mean,
No,
no.
absolutely, but that also kind of like brings into question, the test, the essential test strength of both Varus and Whis, because again, that implies for video games as well. We don't really know what their move sets are. We don't know their speed. We don't know their strength. We don't know anything about them, which is kind of upsetting, because depending on when you guys are watching this video, of course, Chapter 8 may drop tomorrow, whenever. That all depends on when you're watching this, but we don't know the overall backstory as to what Varus and Whis are. We don't know how strong they are. Of course, we do know that they are overall mentors and overseers of the gods, because they look after them and they protect them and they pretty much give them guidance and stuff. And as Whis even pointed out in the Resurrection F movie, when Beerus blew up the suns, he had to go back in time and put them back, and then he had to give Beerus a little bop on the noggin just to teach him a lesson and stuff. So I kind of see that happening, but I don't know. For me personally, I would love to see Whis and Vados involved, just because why introduce characters who are, I think, presently the strongest in their respective universes, as claimed by Whis? Why would you introduce them and not capitalize on them, like utilize their potential while they're there? The same thing can be said about Beerus. Beerus only had one fight thus far. That was with Super Saiyan God Goku, and then thus far we haven't really seen anything. So I again, I agree with what you said. I would love to see someone out there not only test our current fighters at the tournament, but test their respective team leaders, Champa and Beerus, to whatever excuse that he has to testing them, whether or not he's jealous, whether or not he just wants to do it for fun. But overall, like going back to the fighters themselves, do you see Goku and Vegeta possibly working together and using a fusion to like even overcome the odds like at all during the series?
I hope so. I hope it's not in the tournament. I hope they save that, because I don't want it to be. A lot of people are thinking it's just gonna be the Universe 6 arc, tournament arc. That's it, right?
Yes.
I don't want it to be just the Universe 6. I want it to expand. Let's say if someone interrupted the tournament, right, from another universe. You know how they we explain how other two universes are twin universes. So 6 and 7 are our respective twin universes. So what's the 5 and 8? Those are twin universes, right? So let's say one comes from there. So I believe if someone was to interrupt a stronger deity, I believe it would go ahead and open up the doors for there to be a multi-universal tournament where we would have to team up within the Universe 6 and 7, fighting against each other and team up from that.
So you're saying like a partnership in a way, like Universe 6 and 7 work together to fight off so and so. But then again, I mean, there would have to be like an overall goal here, because when we first heard about like this Universal God tournament, a lot of people were saying, oh, this is fake. But then when it came out as confirmed, people were like, oh shit, this is awesome, it's real. But now how is it going to go about? Then as the chapters went on ahead and they were revealed, we know that there's an overall goal, that being the Earth. Like Champa wants Earth, the Dragon Balls are involved. So in order for there to be like a multiversal like God tournament, there has to be something more involved other than just one planet and 7 Dragon Balls. Perhaps maybe an entire universe for grabs, perhaps maybe something more to it. Again, we really don't know too much, and this is what's awesome about Dragon Ball Super, because you're a fan, I'm a fan, so many people watching this are fans of the series, and depending on which direction they go in, Akira Toriyama, Toei, Toyotaro, like these guys can go in either direction. They can completely swerve us and do things that we never ever expected, or it could be as predictable as it sounds, and we can see an interruption, we can see something else playing out. Again, in my personal opinion, I do think at the end of this, there will be a significant winner. There will be only one winner, and that being Beerus' team, because why would you want to have our heroes lose and then, you know, for the Earth to be swapped? Or maybe, like, what if Beerus' team loses and Champa wins, and Champa just gets bored quickly, and he's like, you know what, I don't even want your Earth, you can keep it, I just want, like, all the food and delicacies there. And then, you know, Bulma's, like, now, you know, reserved off to, you know, make food for both the gods of destruction from universe, you know, 7 and 6. So now she's forced to make food for multiple gods, which is kind of cool, because it's like that puts a lot of pressure on Bulma. But for there to be an interruption, like I completely agree with what you said. It forces both universes to work together, because that would be something that would be truly unexpected. Like, what if this deity shows up and it's going to be essentially 1 on 12, because we have 5 on 5, which is 10, plus we have Beerus and Champa, which is 2, it's 12. So we're gonna have one deity versus like 12 other people. Like, that would be mind blowing, because that one character would have to be so strong that he would have to be able to contend with 12 others. I mean, of course, every character has a different power ranking and stuff, which was explained in our, you know, earlier video that we did together. But so do you think that this is going to happen? And if you think it's going to happen, like, at what point is it going to happen? Like, towards the middle of the tournament, towards the end of the tournament, when we're going to find out like who's the winner? Like, when do you see this happening? Like, do you see it happening unexpectedly, or do you see it happening in the beginning, middle of or the end of this tournament?
Now, I would see it, if it were to happen, I'm not saying it's going to happen, probably won't, right? We might actually just get the actual tournament, and something might happen after that.
Again, guys, this is only an opinionated video. We're just stating what we predict and whatnot, because some people might take that out of context, and they might say, well, you confirmed that there's going to be an interruption. No, we're just stating that what if there was. So I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Nah, it's okay. But yeah, it's just speculation, guys. If it were to happen, I think the smartest way to do it is to do it at the very last fight, right before it happens, so we don't see the last fight happen.
Oh.
I mean, that kind of reminds me, you know, that actually happened in the damn Fusion Reborn, when Pikkon and Goku were going to fight.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. But that also happened, if I recall, that happened in the BoJack Returns movie, when Tien Shinhan was fighting Trunks. And I believe there was a winner, I'm not entirely sure, but like, somewhat during that, there was an interruption. That being like there was a disturbance and whatnot. So do you see that playing off again?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it could, because the whole thing is it hasn't happened before, because it's not canon, you know, according to a lot of people, maybe even Akira Toriyama. So it could be a new thing in the series, because it hasn't happened before. So.
And as for fusions, you're suggesting to save it towards the end.
Yes, I hope so. I don't want it to be, we just learned about Super Saiyan got Super Saiyan, and then there's already these people, these Universal 6 fighters are going to be stronger to the point where we have to go fusion. Like, save it for a better part, stronger deity, stronger opponent. Get through this tournament, see what happens. And if you need to go stronger, you go stronger. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And that goes back to what Whis was telling the Saiyans. He even spoke to Beerus in Resurrection F, saying that only if the Saiyans work together, they would be unstoppable in a way. But that was tying in with Golden Frieza. We don't know if there's anybody on this respective team, aside from Monaka, who is as strong, if not stronger, than Golden Frieza. But let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you guys believe that there's going to be an interruption? Yes or no? I mean, I would like to know your overall thoughts on this. And if you guys believe there is going to be an interruption, how do you think that would go about? Because as confusing as it may seem to some, having there, you know, be someone step in and just, you know, cause complete anarchy would be very essential, because that'll force multiple people to work together. That'll really put a halt to Champa and Beerus' little rivalry, because again, they're fighting, you know, for one respective Earths and whatnot. They're fighting for the Dragon Ball. So now they're just like, all right, crap, we have to put our shit aside for now, hold it off, and we have to take care of business now. So that actually builds up a lot, depending on how long they drag on the series. I would completely like to see that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Check out Mr. JRzSaiyan, everybody. He is an awesome lad. And once again, everybody, thank you all for watching. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe. That way you guys don't miss a single episode. If you guys enjoyed the discussion, smash that like button with the power of 10,000 Super Saiyan Gods, guys. Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching once again, and we will be seeing you all in the next discussion video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.